looks like fun, but this is no game. It's a rescue training session of the AirMercyService. Lessons learned here can mean the difference between life and death in a real emergency. Michael Moerdijk is one of their advanced life support medics, and he spends much of his time up here.
I think the major driving force is that we have so much destruction and so much death around us, and this is one place where we can try and make a difference. And I think we do, as AMS as a whole, we do make a difference in people's lives.
Back in 1966, the AirMercyService began with a single plane as a project of the Red Cross. Today, they are an independent trust of the Red Cross. They have 6 fixed-wing planes which can provide 24-hour ICU transfers. As part of their expansion, there are now 8 helicopters based around the country. But until now, most rescues were Cape-based. Farad Hafaji is Corporate Affairs Manager at the AirMercyService.
Our vision is to be the most effective aeromedical service that is possible in the country. So we've been employing people, highly skilled professional people, pilots, paramedics, etc. And that has been a great dream fulfilled for us. And hopefully soon we will have a helicopter in every province in the country.
Each month, the AirMercyService gathers together dedicated teams from different disciplines and play out rescue scenarios in the Cape. If you're in trouble, the Metro Emergency will take your call and, if need be, send out these crack teams to come to your assistance.
In terms of rescue, there is no other organization, no other company aside from the Air Force in South Africa who is able to do the technical rescue that the AMS does.
In an era of private healthcare profits and public healthcare challenges, a service like AirMercy seems almost too good to be true. Even without a medical aid, the AMS will send out their 35 million rand helicopters if an ambulance can't get to you.
That helicopter is airborne within 5 minutes of receiving the call. If you are on a medical aid, we will make an attempt after you are successfully placed in a hospital to try and recover the money from your insurance. If you don't have a medical aid, that is covered by the state.
Chapman's Peak, late January, an ill wind is blowing. AMS are trying to get close to the cliffs where an accident has happened. A survivor is on the cliff face, but if they get too close, the elements could put their whole crew in danger.
The weather's coming in, the dark is coming in, so that's the primary problem here. Otherwise, it would be quite a simple rescue with the aircraft.
At 18:06, the NSRI had been called to Lookout Point. A young man, Jonathan Erasmus, was taking photos with a friend when tragedy struck.
They were both blown off from the ledge while taking photos.
It later emerged that Jonathan Erasmus had lost his footing and fell down the cliffs into the sea about 200 meters below. The NSRI later recovered his body, but his friend Annie Olivier, unaware of what happened, had tried to climb down and help him. Now she was stuck somewhere on the cliffs.
There's one female patient who's caught about halfway up, currently sitting on a ledge. And she seems all right, but we need to get rescuers to her quickly, and it's a technical rescue.
Dr. Christian Brem is a volunteer doctor with the AMS and qualified for this kind of rescue. The technicalities take a bit of time as AMS, the Metro and Wilderness Search and Rescue set up this mechanical advantage system of ropes before they can lift their survivor back to safety.
Am I side in the right place?
As the light faded, the pressure increased to get Annie Olivier as quickly as possible. But then they lost sight of her. When Dr. Brem descended, he didn't know exactly where to find her.
Sit. Steady, steady.
Just above.
But with the help of the lights from the NSRI boat, Dr. Brem located the survivor and harnessed her onto the lines. Slowly, the rescue team hauled them back up to safety.
Keep pulling, steady and slowly. That's it, good. Lifting in 3, 2, 1.
The atmosphere was tense and the teamwork tight. Eventually, exhausted and in shock, Annie Olivier was lifted to safety by the team. She had suffered minor injuries, but the biggest blow was receiving the sad news of her friend.
Send me a jacket for her.
It's days like these that Michael says stay with you.
At the end of the day is that we aren't God, you know. We try the best with what we're given to maybe save a life, but I don't determine whether the patient lives or dies. I try, but I don't determine that.
While it's the dramatic rescues that often capture the public's imagination, that's not all that AMS actually does. What they actually spend more time doing is saving the lives of tiny babies by whisking them across provinces to get better care.